This week's episode of One of a Kind with RVD is presented by Get Blitzed, and you can get 15% off your order when you head to get-blitz.com and use promo code RVD. Get 15% off.
One of a Kind with Rob Van Dam is recorded in front of a live studio audience.
What I'm thinking is that if AEW is going to bring in wrestlers that are known for being good wrestlers, could that change the style in a good way?
Group I wanted to talk about. So AEW was in Pittsburgh, Rob. I got to go to the show Dynamite this past Wednesday, and got to see not only Okada take on Danielson, but Ospreay take on Ricochet. But another big, so he had showed up the week before, but MVP's there now, and he brought in Shelton Benjamin, made his AEW debut.
Nice.
So, and the other report too, and it's pretty, I think it's basically confirmed, is that Bobby Lashley is signed with AEW as well, and so he's coming into the mix too coming up. But wanted to get your thoughts on each of those guys. I know you told a great story about you and Shelton racing up the escalator the one time.
Well, racing down the escalator that was going up.
Yeah, that's right. That's what it was.
Yeah, but like my first thought right now, I mean, Shelton Benjamin's, one of the best athletes in the business, very gifted. And MVP, he's a bad motherfucker. And I'm thinking like both of those guys. And who else did you just say? You said a third
Bobby
guy.
Lashley was the other one.
Okay, well, they're all black. They're all part of the Hurt Business, whatever.
Hurt Business,
right?
yep. Mm-hmm.
What I'm thinking is that if AEW is going to bring in wrestlers that are known for being good wrestlers, could that change the style in a good way to where it's less about breaking through tables and glass and less about diving every single match and more about really good like mat wrestling? Like could that be something that could be a byproduct of bringing in guys like that? I mean, all three of those guys will roll with you on the mat and will beat you, will pin you. All three of those guys are great great wrestlers and very skilled in it. And I don't see any of those guys wanting to, dive over the top rope to put a guy through a weird glass sliding door that happens to be on top of a wheelbarrow next to the ring.
Well, Rob, that's a great point, though. It's like those guys have established themselves as the credibility and legitimacy, and so it's like you get those guys in the mix. It's going to change. There's such a rhythm. What people are used to seeing with AEW and what you're saying too.
Rhythm is going to get you.
Yeah, the rhythm will get you.
Rhythm is going to get you.
And so, them kind of like changing it up, changing the pace of stuff. I hope it does. I hope it they kind of add this other element to AEW that's kind of been missing from the product, and that obviously all this athleticism is awesome to see and cool, but it's also you get kind of desensitized to it, and a lot of what the stuff that they do. It's like getting somebody like a Lashley in the mix, or a Shelton Benjamin. Boom, you get that mat wrestling and all that, the size. It tells a different kind of story and conveys a different kind of element, and I think that would very much add to AEW for sure. So hopefully they do really embrace that aspect of it.
Yeah, I mentioned when I was at SmackDown, I totally got the feel just from that one match that's what they were more about, was simplifying what they were doing out there so the actions had meaningful context in moving the story forward, and the fans knew right where their spots were to cheer, and they were happy to do it, and it was just like so smooth and positive and good. And I got that just from watching that one tag match with Randy Orton and Kevin Owens. And then in my mind, I'm thinking maybe that's what separates and is going to separate WWE from AEW. But now when you tell me this about AEW, I'm thinking that AEW, it is what it is. It's going to be whatever it's going to be. But whatever that is, might not be just committed one way or the other. Hopefully, I don't want to say commit just to the, furniture breaking wrestling and stuff like that, but in blood and all that. And what does it matter what I want anyway? But I just, for in my opinion, I just thought that if that's what they want to do is be the FMW of the states and shock people, then good for them. But for me, I liked the idea more of wrestling, telling the story with what you're doing out there, being connected to the crowd, and a preference thing. Let me just put it that way. Really, what it comes down to it's just a preference thing. Tony Khan ain't gonna listen to any of the fans saying you're doing too much of this. I don't think he would. Would you?
Right? It's like, yeah, if you're hearing all this kind of different feedback, we're just like, okay, well, yeah, you're gonna do what you want to do. If you're the boss, you're gonna handle it how you're gonna want to.
The only place where the fans will be listened to is going to be only Wrestlers Association.
That's right.
It's true. That's the whole point with it. But that's what I feel about that. And awesome. Those are some good talents to acquire.
Absolutely. And did you hear the news too that AEW did announce their TV deal too? So they're back. They're with TNT and Turner for like 4 more years now, it appears. And
nice.
So yeah, it's all, and people. There's all that wrestling tribalism stuff that goes down on whatchamacallit on the social media and stuff like that, where it's just like, oh, I'm all WWE or I'm AEW. But like anytime you get stuff like that happening, it's all good for all of wrestling, So.
What exactly does the term tribalism refer to? Is it because I hear it in different contexts? I think, although it probably is similar to the basis of it. Is it just about is it about getting behind and subscribing to just one person or something like that? Or
kind of, yeah, that's kind of what I've been getting a gauge from it for, is just like, yeah, okay, say you're a big WWE fan and you just really want WWE to succeed, so you hate AEW and you don't want them to succeed, or vice versa. It's just like, oh yeah, WWE does it all wrong, and AEW is doing it the right way, and what I want to see. And like, I hope WWE screws up and fails, or I hope AEW screws up and fails. So that's kind of like the tribalism aspect that goes on with things. And then I think you kind of get that too with certain talent, if people pick a star that they like or something like that, maybe too. But it's kind of that's the term that's been floating around.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, that makes sense.
Yeah. Hey, no tribalism here at One of a Kind with RVD or at Only Wrestlers, So sign up there, guys. OnlyWrestlers.com.
No.
Seth, thanks for the $20, Seth. I just want to say that I love the NXT women's division. The girls are all young, beautiful, athletic, and hungry to improve. For my money, Roxanne Perez's heel championship run is the best thing going. Favorite women workers, RVD. Who are your favorite women workers, Rob?
Well, I am going to, unfortunately, discount a lot of qualified women because I don't know them or don't know their names. So, unfortunately, I'm working with very little in my head as far as
me.
Katie.
Hey, yeah, that's right, Katie.
Yeah, for sure, I have no doubt.
Yeah.
But as far as
you like Leilani?
Leilani, because she does RVD moves.
Oh yeah. She just celebrated 2 years too at WWE, so she's really cool, and she's the North American Women's Champion right now.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. Yeah. I don't know. A lot of them are really cute. And some of the ones, I mean, we like Sasha Banks.
Yeah, she's great.
And
Jay has the best body in all female wrestling.
Jay Wow.
No,
No.
Jade Cargill.
Jade
Jade.
Cargill. Yeah, Jade's awesome. She's got quite the presence about her too. It's just like, and she's got like that transitional kind of star where it's just like you can see her in movies or anything like that too. So.
And Selena Majors.
Selena Majors. Hey.
Bambi. You don't know who that is, do you?
No, I don't know. I don't know
Okay.
Bambi.
She wrestles Bambi, also Selena Majors.
Oh.
She was in the first few seasons of WoW when he used to do a season every 12 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right, I'll have to.
I worked with her a lot.
Yeah.
There you go. There's some.
There's some good ones. Yeah. There's a lot of good women's wrestlers. Yeah, that Seth. But I'm with you too on the Roxanne Perez thing. Her heel championship run has been really, really good.
And Paige.
Paige is great. Paige got such a good attitude too. I like how she goes against the grain a lot of the times and all that kind of stuff. I do enjoy her work too, for sure.